my Taurus babies. What's happening? Surprise, surprise. This is EJ from Taurota Tarot. And y'all will forgive me, I got a cold of sorts. Um, but I wanted to, y'all been on my mind all day. So I said maybe it's a good day to do a bonus read. So this is going to be 5 cards. I feel like a lot of you are looking for love, and I hate to sound cliche, in a lot of the wrong places because you're not finding what you're looking for. So just like when you lose your keys, you don't remember where they are, and then you get in a panic and you start looking everywhere. You know good and damn well you ain't leave your keys in the bathroom, but you're looking anyway because you don't know where the hell you left them. Same energy, same concept. We ain't finding what we're looking for, so now it's just like, well, fuck it. And so the feeling is that a lot of you, there's a lot of roots to this, a lot of little different pings and pongs to it, but a lot of you are scared to go beyond what you're used to, what you know. Others of you are just kind of taking whatever's coming your way, even though you may see some red flags. You may see some things you don't like. So I'm going to pull 5 cards. I'm going to see where it gets us. In terms of just kind of answering maybe some questions we might have about our romantic space, what we're thinking, how we're feeling, maybe what we need to do. Like I said, y'all been on my mind all damn day. And get ready to go to bed. That's what I was getting ready to do. I have not been feeling well today. And so I was just trying to lay low. I've been drinking tea and eating soup like it was going out of style. But let's see what we got going on. Maybe get a few things clarified. And I think we will. And I'm just going to go with the energy that's on the table. I'm going to let the cards tell the story. This is not current, past, none of that shit. I'm just going to let, just go with the understanding that the bottom cards they're the base emotions. That's the base of the shit. Where you are right now. Feeling heartache and loss, feeling victory. These are those. The little ones get to the detail and get to the more minute aspects of the emotional. So a lot of you may have been feeling at one point that you were moving too fast. Fuck the hell. Doing too much, moving too fast, and decided to, at some point, just to kind of drop out of the game. I don't want to say that because that's not true. And this, for those of you that may have done this didn't have to be any long, extended period of time. Shit, 2 days off of whatever dating site, in most instances, it's considered a break. If you come back and see all the likes and crap you got. So you may have decided to take a break. Didn't really matter what amount, but at some point, just feeling like shit was just moving too fast. And this is probably, I'm sure it's resonating more with singletons. If you're in a relationship, you know where you are. But people that are still trying to find the right person, not just looking for a date. Slowed it down. And some of you may be anywhere in that process right now. You might not have been. It might be that you are feeling like things are just moving too fast. Too many people coming at you, particularly if you're on a dating website, or if you've got friends that are just trying to hook you up every time you turn around. I got a friend, got a cousin, got a brother. Yeah, too much. But in that, a lot of you are getting just what's at the bottom of that card. All kind of shit. Peace sign, yin and yang, this over here, this right here. And while I know many of you have been hearing other readers and reading astrologers say it is time to break up out of our comfort zones, you know, breaking up out of your comfort zone is one thing. Moving to another planet is completely different. And so for those of you that are feeling like you've had to just really bend backwards, stop. Because there's power. You've got strength and power towards that you put, especially where romance is concerned right now, because you got Venus and Uranus all lined up. Let's say the next 5 or 6 days. Today is the 11th. So from now to the 16th or 17th, even that far out, you've got the you got the magic power shit. I'm just saying, you got it. Some of you may be dealing with a Leo. You've got the magic power. However, you need to create some emotional distance. If you found somebody, and you, even though they might be one of these strange ass things down here, some of you may have found somebody, and you kind of are focused on this one person and not the whole 5 or 6 or 10 or 20 or however many. But what's going to help you see clearly the good, the bad, the ugly is for you to just step back. So if you've been in a situation that's relatively new and it's not a permanent thing, what we used to say when I was in high school, you're just talking, Bert and Ernie. If you've been keeping or maintaining some emotional distance, continue to do so. If you have kind of been overindulgent with the text messages, even phone calls, in other cases emails, put some emotional distance between you and this person. Now, let's put some just straight up facts on the table. What's going to be, going to be. So whether or not you sent 100 emails or 2,000 or 2, what's going to be is going to be. But so that you are feeling comfortable, and not now, because for some of you this is not going to feel comfortable now because you're an earth sign and separating yourself from anything is just a fucking nightmare. But you need to get some, since we are in their space right now, you may need to get some Piscean qualities, y'all heard me, Pisces, and kind of just put some distance between you and whatever the situation is that you are thinking about dealing with long term. For no other reason than to make you comfortable down the line. Like I said, initially, if you do this, you're going to feel uncomfortable as fuck. Like you're doing something to this person, or that maybe you're ignoring them. That's not the case. And you got all the magic shit. Once again, you got the power on whatever you're dealing with. You got it. Don't worry about it not being there. Give yourself, not the other person, but give yourself some space to look at the landscape, to project out. Can you see yourself really with this person in 10 years, 5 years, 2 years, a year, a week? And look at everything that's on the table. I guarantee you, you don't know everything about this person. However that's resonating. You don't know everything about this person. As certainly as they don't know everything about you. Now, you may be on the up and up and, telling the truth about some shit or not stretching it or bending it. And this is not to say the other person is doing that, but hear what I'm saying to you. A lot of times, people, when they're in this Bert and Ernie talking stage, will present themselves a little differently than they actually are. They may say they have a place of their own. Place of their own actually happens to be a room in a brother or sister's house. I'm just saying, putting a spin on shit. So give yourself some space, some emotional space. Like I said, you got the power. So ain't nothing, if it's meant to be, like I said, what's going to be is going to be. If it's meant to be, if you got all the right magic shit going on, all the stars are lined up, it will be fine. If you do this and the other person starts giving you some resistance, let that be an indicator of what's going on. Because while this may be uncomfortable for you right now, 6 months from now, you might actually need some emotional distance. And you don't want to spring up in 6 months and be like, oh, I need some emotional distance, and this person not understand. You do this for yourself, they will understand. This is how you take care of yourself. If they're bullshitting, no pun intended, or if they're being flaky, you doing this will help get them right out the door. I'm giving you the messages I'm being given. It is definitely something to think about. Trying to move out of choppy waters, a lot of you, and this is not just about coming out of a fucked up relationship or just feeling fucked up because of other shit. This is mental. This is mental. Coming out of that mental fog, fucked up, confused, chaotic. What do I do? What did I do? What should I have done? Because you were in a fucked up relationship. You gotta stand up in your own sun for you, not for nobody else. And you start talking about what can you do to keep any kind of fucked up situation from happening in the future, especially if you're coming out of a bad one. What can you do? I can do what? And see, we need to come right back to this. When you give yourself emotional distance and space to deal with shit, you start answering questions. Because at the end of the day, it's about the decisions that you make for yourself. Will determine how everything else is going. So I can see red flags. I can see this is a family person. I can see they may not like kids. I'm just saying. And see, you got to stand up in your own truth, and before you can start saying what you can or cannot see or do or hear, you got to know what it is that you are and who you are. And in your own light, be comfortable in your own damn skin. I'm just saying. Because if you get off into a relationship one more time on this accelerated motion shit, and you don't take the time, a lot of you are doing this just because you were overwhelmed, but while you got the time, start talking about thinking about emotional distance, giving yourself space. What I can what? I can love myself. Whoa, that goes a long way into getting into any kind of relationship, because if you know you love yourself, the rest of it is just gravy and icing. I'm just saying. And some of you, somebody needs to hear this, I don't know, because I should be in the bed snoozing. Just saying. You in your sun. You in your own sun. You in your own skin. And see, there's healing in that. I'm just saying, there's healing. To move you out of that emotional chop. Your brain swimming around, emotional, overthinking, overanalyzing, not living in the present moment, dealing with shit from the past is doing you no good right now, thinking about people that you know don't give a damn, didn't give a shit in the first place. Come on. Moving away from that. And for some of you, you may have to come up with a whole new daily routine. I don't know who I said this to, or what reading I said it in recently, but you may need to just switch it up. If you get up in the morning and you brush your teeth and you drink your coffee, you know what? Maybe you need to take your shower first before you do any of that. Switch it up. It's little things, but those little things help your brain expand. They also help your soul heal because you're not doing the same shit you used to do when you were with someone else. Come on. It's simple shit. Simple. But ultimately, what you're trying to do, get your brain out of this and over here somewhere where it's calm. Mind you, dude is looking back at the chopping. He's looking back at it. But he's not trying to stay stuck in it because that ore is busy pushing the hell out off of whatever rock is underneath. He's trying to go that way. He's looking, but he's not wet. Come on now. A lot of times we get back in the past and get to dwelling on some shit, and you think we were all back up in the relationship. I know I have called my cousin many nights and she's like, I thought y'all broke up. Because I'm talking about it like it's hot off the press. Come on. But there's healing here. You start looking at what you've been through and what you're trying to get to. You gain some understanding on why some things happen. Coming back to talk about being in your sun, in your truth, comfortable in your own skin, knowing what you want and how you want somebody to love you. The stability, some of y'all are having questions about the person you were considering, contemplating. Stability is there. Now, this, I don't know who I'm saying this to, this does not mean that you can stop and go sit down and have all the kids and, get up and, because Uranus is in our sign right now, there's a real independent streak in it. And so I have found in the past year or so, every couple of months, I'll get a bird up my ass. I want to be independent. I don't want to talk to nobody. I want to do my own thing. That said, the person that you're considering, contemplating, whatever, the stability is there. However, that does not mean you can give up your 9 to 5, nor does it mean you need to give up your dreams. Oh, I don't know who needs that, but that doesn't mean you need to give up your dreams. You should be able to stand side by side with the person and pretty much continue what you were doing before y'all got together, with the exception of dating other people. I'm just saying, you should not have to give up your dreams, doing the things. If you like helping kids on Saturday learn how to read, you shouldn't have to give that up. If you like going to the nursing home every other weekend to sing to the old people, you shouldn't have to give that up. If you like taking walks in the doggone park every day, you shouldn't have to give that up. Those are things that make you who you are. Now, the stability is there, but don't give up your shit. However that's resonating, whoever needs to hear that, if you remember that, you'll be successful. So just know the stability is there. Person coming towards you, the stability is there. As long as you maintain your independence. That does not mean they can't pay the rent. That's not what I'm saying. But it should not be a thing where it has to be. You should be able to maintain on your own if, say, a person dips out. I don't know who need to hear that. The success, the victory is there. Just continue to maintain. Dude is blowing his own horn by himself. There's no choir, there's no orchestra, no conductor. He's doing his own damn thing. But I'm telling you, you got the power, you got the strength to be successful. And just know this person, they got it. They can handle whatever you get ready to throw their way. But doesn't mean you should give up on anything that you want to do, anything that you're contemplating for your own future. Now, hopefully, if this turns into a long-term relationship, for those of you that are trying to go that route, you guys are headed in the same direction. But don't give up on your stuff, Taurus. And this is your card, so not like I'm telling a lie. The stability is there. And it doesn't mean you're providing it. But it does mean you need to maintain your stability if you get into this is about understanding. I think I said this up here about this one. The heartache and loss in here. Heartache and loss. You had to go through this though to get to them damn higher goals. So those of you that were tied up with some clown who just treated you like you were non-existent, didn't give a fuck, didn't want to give a fuck, however that's resonating, fucked around on you when they weren't fucking around on you, were fucking over you. All that deep water. Deep water. You had to go through all of that to get this. Plain and simple. I don't know who needed to hear this tonight. Let me know if it resonates with you. Go ahead and do what you're doing, but make sure that you are taking care of yourself, Taurus. Make sure that you are maintaining your independence and your freedom. You know, salt look like sugar. Just saying. Well, sugar look like salt. So, you know, all that sweet stuff, like I said, for a lot of you, the one coming towards you, this is good. This is nothing but a good omen. But there's always some grease in the game. And just because I'm telling you that this is a good person or that this is a good fit, it doesn't mean they aren't coming with their own little set of dominoes. Not what I'm saying at all. Ain't none of them perfect. None of them, male or female, whoever's coming towards you, they got you. As long as you continue to got yourself, hello. But don't think they're coming with no baggage, no drama. And baggage can be anything from leaving the toilet seat up if you're dating guys to, you know, having to wind your way through the bathroom counter because of makeup if you're a guy. I'm just saying. So everybody comes with their own shit. Some of you may be getting ready to get into complicated blended situations where you got kids from two different sets of daddies or two different sets of mamas from previous marriages, this and that. And oh, while you taking this one, can you take that one too? Think about everything, Taurus. Take that time to step back and think about it. Is that going to work for you? And see, you have to remember too, we have a tendency to be possessive and jealous and rigid and unbending. And so Uranus is throwing us into situations that, you know, they may look good on the top side, but what you doing on the bottom side? And just because Uranus is in our sign doesn't mean that we have to make concessions on things that we're not comfortable with. It doesn't mean you gotta suddenly turn into a wuss just because everything is changing. If something or someone is not working for you, it ain't working, period. How different, how whatever, if it's not working for you, it's not working for you. That does not mean, and some of you are going to get right here and realize, you know what, I can't do the toilet seat up every night. I tried to be different, I tried till I almost fell and broke my hip. Come on now. Just because we are in the middle of a transformation doesn't mean that we have to settle for things that we don't want to settle for. Throw it out there. Throw it out there. You still deserve getting exactly what you're trying to manifest and what you want. Doesn't mean you have to settle for the first thing. Don't go overboard. That right there. Don't go overboard. Just don't. Give you the same thing I'm saying. Give yourself time to see. We're just coming out of a Mercury retrograde. If you've been in this less than 2 months, there's things you really just don't know, because Mercury retrograde, Mercury been running around clowning. Give it another month or two. I know, and I know a lot of y'all like, how do I have been waiting for 15 years? I hear you. And another 2 or 3 or 4 months is not going to make that damn big of a difference. Come on now. Years to months. And then when you get here, what's more important? This popped up in another reading. What's more important? Is it more important to have somebody in your life that gives a fuck, even though they forget to put the toilet seat down? Just saying. What's more important? Is it the love or the stuff that goes along with it? Something to think about. When you get here, you like I said, a lot of you are going to feel uncomfortable because you know our mission in life is family and stability and security, and so we find somebody with an inch of potential. We are busy putting the hooks in the ground. I'm sorry, just getting ready to set up foundation and trying to figure out how to get the drywall up. That's how we work. That's just us. In this instance, when you get here, not the emotional shit, you got to work this part out on your own. But when you get here, you may need to talk to the object of your affection and ask questions. Ask questions. Talk it out. Ask what you want to ask. Some of you may be wanting to know why certain things are the way that they are, but you haven't inquired, not because you didn't want to, but more of a just keep forgetting it or not thinking about it, and talk it out. Talk it out. For others of you, you may need to talk it out with a friend. Someone that you trust, that group of your posse, that your real posse, not them folks just superficial shit, your real people, and see maybe what they think or what they feel. You don't have to take their advice. It never hurts to hear another perspective. Often, by hearing another perspective, you kind of open yourself up to looking at the broader picture. You're talking about emotional distance. Yeah. You got a feeling you just can't shake. That little voice inside you, listen to that shit. You got a feeling you just can't shake. That little voice inside of you, listen to that shit. Intuition all damn day. It's cups. Cups, emotional. We're in Pisces. Come on, your intuition should be working right now. Just because nothing you doing, it just should be working because we're in Pisces. Think about it. Think about it. And while you're thinking, remember how you got here. Just saying, remember how you got here. Remember the shit that made you cry. A lot of times we pin activities and behaviors and shit on people. And so, you pin the cheating on your ex, not really thinking that anybody else would do the same thing. So you've pinned that activity on that person. You gotta think. And that's just an example. I'm not saying anybody's cheating or gonna cheat. Give yourself the emotional step back and think about this shit right here. That look back shit. Remember, why the fuck you gotta be pushing your boat out of the rocky water? Remember that. Don't dwell in it, but remember it. And take the name away from it. Think about the things that led up to whatever blow up, tower moment, disruption, chaotic shit happened. What was it? And look at what you're dealing with now. Just saying, it's not gonna hurt you. Take a step back. Fucking say it. Resentment kills the magic. Oh boy. Fucking say it. I don't know who need to hear that. Resentment kills the magic. So some of you may already be looking at the new person and going, you know what, I don't like that. But you're not saying it. You're not talking it out. You just in your head. Say it. Fuck it. Say it. Say it. You got a question to ask. This is the right energy. If your intuition is leading you, you got a feeling you just can't listen to that voice inside your head. I don't know who needs to slow down. I don't know who needed to hear this tonight, but I hope it is giving you some things to think about in terms of where you're going and who you're dealing with. I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm just saying maybe you need to take a look at it. You are talented and fucking amazing. The world needs your power. Use your voice. Just don't use it for dumb shit. Ooh. You are talented and fucking amazing. The world needs your voice. The world needs your power. Use your voice. Just don't use it for dumb shit. Don't forget who you are. Don't forget that you have dreams. Don't throw that shit away on some dumb shit. Come on. Taurus, I love you. I will be back here tomorrow for sure. It's for the weekend update. I hope this helped. Love you. Bye, y'all.